Hey guys, what is up? Shadolance back for another review. Today I'm going to be doing the AN-94 for the second time. Definitely needed a new update because the old review was like years old, and it was like back when the gun was actually kind of decent. The gun now is incredibly difficult to use. Now I make it look pretty good in this review, but I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I tried 17 times to get good gameplay of this gun before I got good gameplay of this gun. So I'm going to say right off the bat, it's not that great. It's fun to use to an extent, but after that, it just becomes so annoying to use. It's like when you're on full auto, the gun tries not to kill people because of the way the recoil works. It bounces around the people in ways that it doesn't work very well, and the tap firing is very strange. Granted, I usually prefer to take the 2-round burst fire, which I do believe is unique to this gun. I would rather have the 2-round burst fire than the fully auto because it's more consistent, and it's actually rather useful in scope. So that being said, the gun actually isn't itself that bad because the double shot makes it very, very easy to use, and firing that shot twice, the double shot, if you were to get at least 3 of those 4 shots to hit, which is very likely because they're very accurate, especially in double fire mode, you will get the kill on pretty much anyone. This is one of the strongest weapons in the game. Obviously, it's part of the AK-47 series. The AKAN series, and then there is also the M14 series, which I don't really consider an assault rifle for reasons I said in my last review with the AK-103. It's not really an assault rifle, it is a battle rifle. It's a little bit different. I think once you customize it, the M14 SE gets up to a 53 damage, but the damage drop-off is much worse than some of the AK series, so it doesn't usually do that much damage. I mean, it's not bad drop-off, but anyway. So going into the stats of the AN-94, sorry that took so long, we're seeing a damage of 48, a portability of 55, rate of fire of 70, accuracy of 92, and recoil of 67. So overall, it follows the typical AK series kind of stats. You have a very high damage of 48, portability of 55 is on the low side, rate of fire of 70 is just kind of meh, usually between 70 and 77 is what we normally see on assault rifles, 77 being usually NX rares, like the M4A1 SOP mod once it's been customized, and similar guns like that. The M416 series, I do believe, has some variants that can also do that as well. Then you have, so the rate of fire of 70 is just, it's a little bit on the lower end of the average, but it's still completely fine. It's definitely it's pretty much on par with how assault rifles used to be before we started getting all these completely OP weapons. The accuracy of 92 makes it one of the most highly accurate assault rifles in the entire game, if not the most accurate. I'm not sure what the most accurate stat is right now, but 92 is pretty much the highest, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if there's a 93 for an assault rifle. It's definitely higher than or equal to the G36C series, G36E series, G36, all those kind of guns. The recoil 67, that's statistically a little bit high. It's usually around 65, 66, so it's slightly higher at 67, but the recoil pattern is the difficult part that makes this gun really, really difficult to control. Now, one thing that's strange about this gun is the recoil pattern actually changes between the double fire and the fully auto. Normally when there's a burst mode of 3 shots, it actually doesn't change the spread. It doesn't change the spread. It just lowers it like by a lot. But this actually, it changes the spread. It changes the way the spread jumps up. It changes the pattern that the recoil follows. It usually goes up and then slightly to the right or left on the second shot. The first shot just goes straight to where it goes. The second shot usually jumps up to the right or up to the left or just a little bit up to some degree. So obviously there's the burst fire and fully automatic. You can put suppressor, scope, and magazine on this. I would actually suggest an ACOG scope because the only way you're really going to be able to get kills with the weapon with this high of recoil is with an ACOG scope tap firing to the best of your ability. But even the regular AK-47, I believe, does a better job than this. I'm going to be comparing it to the AN-94 TactOp because I assume if you're buying the AN-94, you're not doing it to have the AN-94, you're doing it to get the TactOp, which I already have a review on, and I highly suggest you guys go check out. So the only difference between the AN-94 and the TactOp, that's not statistical anyway, is that it loses the double round burst fire. However, the recoil gets much, much faster spread recovery, so you're able to tap fire much more efficiently, and the damage drop-off gets a huge boost to it, so it does way more damage at longer ranges. So that's a nice point. At any rate, so looking at stats, we're seeing a damage of 49, so it gets a 1-point increase in damage. The portability is still the same at 55, so we're looking at a relatively low portability. Rate of fire is still 70, so that's still on the lower end of the average. Accuracy is still 92, so incredibly accurate, and recoil of 66 is 1 point lower and more close to the average that assault rifles typically have. Also, the pattern is relatively similar to the AN-94 as far as what it does, but it just seems and feels smaller. Definitely more than 1 point smaller, and it definitely makes it a lot easier to tap fire. It is a headshot machine if you know how to use it. It can be useful at a lot of different ranges. If you're accurate, you know how to use the weapon. Definitely worth trying out. the AN-94 TactOp and the SG-556 Mark II completely complement each other. That's why I bought both guns at the same time. It's a low recoil, low damage weapon versus a very high recoil, very high damage weapon. One of the highest in the game. So that's about all I really have to say today, guys. Hope to see you guys in the next review. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Shadolance out.